Clara Barton saved lots of wounded soldiers in war. She became known as the Angel of the Battlefield and was even the president of the American Red Cross. Barton was born on December 25, 1821 in Oxford, Massachusetts. Her father, Stephen Barton, was a captain of a militia and her mother took care of the house. Clara Barton was the youngest in the family with two brothers, Stephen and David, and two sisters, Dorothy and Sally. In 1825, when Barton was 4, she started school. Because of her brothers and sisters, she could already spell 3-syllable words. Barton thought that school was easy, but she was very shy. In 1833, when Barton was 11 years old, she nursed her brother David for 2 years because he fell from rafters in a farm. In 1838, Barton was a teacher. After 12 years of teaching, she went to the Liberal Institute in Clinton, New York, to study more on her writing and language. After she studied for a year, she opened up a free school in New Jersey. In 1855, she moved to Washington, D.C. and began to work as a clerk in the U.S. Patent Office. When President James Buchanan took office in 1857, her position was eliminated and she was dismissed. For 3 years, Clara Barton lived with her friends and relatives in Massachusetts. In the autumn of 1861, she returned to work at the U.S. Patent Office as a temporary copyist. Barton was the first woman to hold a government job. On April 19, 1861, a mob of Southern sympathizers attacked soldiers in Baltimore. Right when Clara Barton heard this, she went to tend the wounded soldiers in a makeshift hospital. Countries sent supplies like food, medicine, clothing, and other things. To keep helping the soldiers, Clara Barton resigned out of the Patent Office. She became known as the Angel of the Battlefield because of how she helped the soldiers on the battlefield. She became the superintendent of Union nurses in 1864. After the war, President Lincoln let Barton begin a letter-writing campaign to search for missing soldiers. Barton even worked with the suffrage movement. In 1881, Barton and a group of supporters formed the American Red Cross and she served as its first president. The American Red Cross was devoted for disaster relief. In 1882, Barton told the United States the Treaty of Geneva and they signed it. This treaty provided relief for sick and wounded soldiers. In 1892, she helped the Russians suffering from famine by shipping railroad cars with Iowa, cornmeal, and flour to them. In 1904, Barton was forced to resign her position as president of the American Red Cross because a lot of people wanted it to be led by a larger central organization. After she resigned, she lived in her home in Glen Echo, Maryland for the next 8 years. On April 12, 1912, Clara Barton died from pneumonia at the age of 90. Clara Barton is always remembered for helping save soldiers. The American Red Cross wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Barton.